Alrighty, so today we're going to be looking at trying to generate a sequence from non-sequential terms. So what is non-sequential terms? Well, a sequence means an order, in fact, one after the other. Non-sequential just means that we've got terms that aren't right next to each other. So we might know the third term and the 20th term, but we don't know any of the terms in between or outside of that. The goal is you can generate all of the information, you only need two terms in the sequence. Alrighty, so we know that the fourth term of the sequence is 18 and that the 18th term of the sequence is 60. And the question is, what are the first five terms of the sequence? So things we want to find. The first thing we want to find is we want to find the first term, T1, and we also want to find the common difference, D. These are the two things that we are looking for, things that we don't know. So the major way that we go through and do this is we use simultaneous equations, which we've done before, but this is going to be a really good point for a bit of revision on this matter. So the big key use is that we're going to be using the Tn, T1 plus n minus 1 d formula. And we're going to use it twice, once for each number we know, so each term in the sequence that we know. So for this one, we're going to sub in that T4 equals 18 and that n is equal to 4, right? We know that n equals 4 because that's what T4 means. The 4 there is literally n. So we get where Tn is, we're going to replace that with 18, T1 plus, and instead of 4, we're going to get, where instead of n, we're going to get 4. Right? So I've substituted 4 in here, and I've substituted Tn here, where they actually go in the formula. Okay, so this is the way that we can actually use it. Let me just get rid of that highlighting. Alrighty, so I've completed my substitution. Now I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. I've got 18 on the left-hand side, T1 on the right, and 4 minus 1 is just 3, so it becomes 3D. Not really 3D, but you know, 3D. Alrighty, let's do the same for the second one, except this time I'm going to speed round it. So Tn equals T1 plus n minus 1d. We know that T18 equals 60. 60 goes on the left-hand side. T1 plus 18 minus 1d, which simplifies to becoming 60 equals T1 plus 17d. Alrighty? So literally the same process we just did on the left one, I've just done it on the right one as well. Okay? Now we have two equations, 1, 2, and we're going to be solving for it. And in this particular case, and for pretty much all of these, we're always going to be using the elimination strategy. And in particular, we're probably going to be using the subtraction. Okay? So I'm going to be subtracting either 1 from 2 or 2 from 1. And I always want the bigger one to go first, so I'm going to be going 2 minus 1. How does this look? Well, equation 2 is 60 equals T1 plus 17d, and I'm going to be subtracting 18 equals T1 plus 3d. And we're just going to subtract everything bit by bit. So this is equal to 60 minus 18 is 42. T1 minus T1 is 0. 17d minus 3d is 14d. And now we can solve for the common difference. So we get 42 is equal to 14d. Divide both sides by 14. And we get that the common difference is 3. But remember from the beginning, we didn't just want to find the common difference, we also need to find the first term. So now we need to sub d equals 3 into our favorite of the two equations. So we can either substitute it into equation 1 or equation 2. I prefer equation 1 because it's a little bit simpler, and that's the equation I'm going to substitute into. So sub d equals 3 into 1, and we're going to solve for T1. So we get 18 equals T1 plus 3 times 3 18 equals T1 plus 9. Subtract 9 from both sides. And we get 9 is equal to T1, meaning the first term of the sequence is 9, and the sequence is going up by 3. So the sequence is 9, and then plus 3, that's our common difference, is going to be 12, 15, 18, and 21. Which, hey presto, that also confirms something. We knew at the very beginning that T4 was 18, right? That's the first piece of information we got. And indeed, T4 is 18. Alrighty, so that is how you solve find the sequence from non-sequential terms. It does involve using the elimination method, and you do need to use simultaneous equations, but with a bit of practice, everyone can do it. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.